block the foot. This is called block the foot. See how I get up under her foot? Not under it, like this, but right up against the bottom of the foot. Okay? That stabilizes this angle. The hip is up, and then I'm in my lunge and rock. Now, little movement, not big. This line, gallbladder. This line, gallbladder. IT band. IT band. Male. It's the most male line in the body. So always the extremes are sensitive. The most female point, very sensitive. The most male point, very sensitive. The extremes. Okay? So if I go with the heel of my hand here, if I push too hard, you say, whoa, 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 whoa. She's out of here. Okay? Because it's sharp and it hurts. So I have to keep my hand soft. Soft. Not the heel. Whole hand. Soft. And the first movement, see, look up here, it's just a little doop, doop, doop. Just a little motion. I can do more pressure here, less sensitive. But the upper leg,
yes, it's more sensitive.
The upper leg is more sensitive. But if I'm soft and big, I can do more pressure. And I monitor. If she starts to climb away, I back off. Ease off. If I feel it, if I feel this, sorry. Okay. In treatment, I never apologize. So my client moves, I never say, oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay? If my client moves, oh, she's a little sensitive, I'll go light. I don't apologize. I don't apologize. It's not my fault she's sensitive. Why should I apologize? Why should I apologize? Not my fault. But I do back off the pressure. How do I do that in this position? Is I don't go as far. Far is heavy, back is light. Forward is heavy, back is light. But see, there's this rocking again. This rocking. There's that rhythm again. You understand? How's that feel?
Good.
I don't believe her.
Very good.
That I believe. Okay, all right, let's do it. Then we'll have lunch.
Cook spaghetti.
Side. I thought we were clear. Your side lying position. Side. On your side. That's what it doesn't mean on your stomach. It's on the side. So I have to fix it. So it's just reach around just to the inside to this point. Just 2 fingers right here and just lean back. Look at that. And then just correct the knee. You see? So because we know there are things called pressure points, we use them. Not martial arts. Martial art is when I use the pressure point against you without your permission. You see? But in marma therapy, we use the marma, which would be a pressure point in martial arts, but we use it to move you, to guide you, to correct you, because I can put just a little bit of pressure on the point. You're like, whoop, whoop, whoop. You move where I want you to move, right? So in Aikido, if I want to make you fall down or to throw you, I just put a little pressure on the point and push, and you fall down. It's so easy, and it's like you did it on purpose. Okay, everyone understand?
Yes.
How to do this? Okay, let's partner up real quick, and the person on the mat pretend to be Jennifer. Okay.
De aquí
¿sabes? Hacemos el movimiento, tú sabes, en nuestra mente, entonces vamos a mover la pierna, entonces, o sea, que es más el movimiento de una postura a otra en vez de la presión. So, no se trata de la terapia en estos momentos, se trata de memoria, de los pasos, de los pasos, de como que aprender esos pasos.
The do it right-itis I was talking about earlier is the compulsion that I have to do every individual step. But that is not the fastest way to learn. Okay? And you lose the transition. The slower you go, the more you lose the transition. All right? Let me give you an example. If I was going to practice this sequence, here's how I would practice. In a position. In my head, I say 3 times. So if I was going to practice the sequence, that's how I do it. You see, how long did that take?
10 seconds?
One more time. So what I have to remember, the distinction is this. There is practice and there is doing a treatment. They're different. They're not the same. The practice is first to get the sequence, the vinyasa, the sequence first. Then come back, break it out. Emphasize step by step by step by step by step. See? But you don't slow down and break it out until you know the sequence. All the way. Okay? One more time, just to show you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Yo noté, para que tú le digas, que él nos había enseñado de que hacer aquí, así, y esto así, pero de acá, o sea, frente a la persona, y no lo hemos hecho ahí.
What she was asking about this part, the foot thing.
That was in the supine position.
Eso era cuando estaba acostado boca
This
arriba,
side.
ahora estamos haciendo otra cosa.
Pero ella dijo, la esposa, que eso no era parte del
Parte de la
tratamiento,
secuencia,
sino
ajá.
que eso es algo como extra que tú puedes hacer.
Adicional, que lo puedes hacer.
Gracias.
Turn over on your back. On your back. Okay. Supine. And for practice this, I go pause 1, pause 2, finish. See? I draw the line and go. Right? Step. Push. Back up so you're on the mat. One, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. That's how you practice. See? And then once I know that, oh, I do that 10 times. Now I come back and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's one step. So when I practice the flow, I just go 1, circle, circle, stretch, finish. Make nice. Step across, palm press. Done. Okay. So flow allows you to get many repetitions in a short time. So the faster you get the sequence down, so that you move from the space what comes next. You are able to think about how hard am I pressing? What is happening with my core? But you're not thinking about what comes next.
Que es tan importante entender la secuencia, o sea, te lo sabes automáticamente, para que no tengas que estar pensando en qué es lo que me toca después. Porque para uno aprenderlo, estar pasando por cada paso y por cada movimiento y por cada terapia, te vas a tardar más, lo cual es lo que nos está pasando, que me toca ahora. ¿A dónde voy? O sea, que es mejor hacer, vamos a aprender dónde que va todo, entonces ya sabemos qué es presionar. O sea, eso ya lo sabemos, ya es claro, no tenemos que practicar eso. Pero sí tenemos que practicar y luego ordenar.
Okay. Here. Oh, that's so nice. Okay. The other way is reinforced thumb. Thumb above the spine. So here's the spine, above it, not on it. Okay, not below it, not on it, above it, next to it, above, toward the ceiling. Reinforced thumb, 1, 2. Fingers up. And then from here, press, roll, release. 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 So, press, roll, release. Press, roll, release. So it's not press, roll, roll back, release. No. Press with the end of the thumb, roll into the thumb, then let go. Because on the spine, can I do this? Okay. See this groove? That's the geometry. This is called tilt and camber. Once you know the geometries, by changing this angle of rotation, I can now target one area of the back. But for now, I don't want to. So to make it non-specific, I find this line, then my spine cuts it in half. So I make a cross. See? So when I'm here, my spine cuts this line right in half. So that when I push the shoulder, all right, first coaching, take a breath and exhale. And as she exhales, I push the shoulder down until I hit the floor or she stops breathing, whichever comes first. Whichever comes first. She stops breathing there, and then I have to take her straight out. Don't leave. Take them out. Okay? Okay, you're up. Let me have someone else so you can watch. I think if I'm not here, they're not so polite.
Also true.
Okay. I'm not going to do the back again. That's so easy. Palm press the back, thumb press the back. This we spend a little more time on. All right, so first is a pre-stretch. I back up and just kind of pull and see where she wants to go. See how she went further? She's further than her, okay? I'm so sorry. So sorry.
I didn't know where to put the
I understand. It doesn't matter. It just tells me where to start, okay? So, this is square. Here's the imaginary line, right? Below and behind the knee. See where my hand is? Not here. Here. That's like a, think of it like a stirrup, okay? Place for the foot or place for the hand. It's really good. Here and here. This hand, soft. Don't go here. Hard. Soft. Okay? If you go here, that hurts. Instead of her letting me stretch her, she'll push back. And I won't go as far. So I have to keep this hand very, very soft. Okay? Now, once I'm here, not like this. Am I square?
No.
How about here? No, because if I rotate, it changes the geometry of how I will affect the spine. If I do it on purpose, okay. If I do it by accident, not okay. So, square. Here's the line. Here's my spine. Nice big breath. Breathe. Inhale out there. Exhale. And then push. And we go to the mat or until the breath stops, whichever comes first. So if she goes to the mat, that's good. But then I still have to take her out. Okay? Now, this is not in the form, but I feel like she needs it. Okay, you're okay?
Yes.
You feel good?
Yes.
Okay? So if I wanted to do an escalation, we would go here, and then we would go here. Because to give a little release on the sacrum, yeah? But if I do that, I have to do the other side. So turn over. These are all hidden, but they're all there. Okay. First is the pre-stretch, right? Tighter this side. You see that? So already I know left side, tighter for her. Even though she may have pain on the right side, that is called compensatory. That's why the spasm will feel on the right side, but the tightness is obviously on the left side because the easy rotation is not there. Big breath. Exhale. Ah. That's good. That's good. Big breath. Big breath. Exhale. That's it. And take a breath. Okay, one more time. Someone else. Someone else.
Can I see how you put the
It's worth its weight in gold. It is so cool and so amazing how powerful this simple technique is. So standing, come up to the client, and I turn one foot out and one foot in. I want the foot that's pointing at her to be, the arch is facing the bottom. Round arch faces round bottom. Can you remember that? Arch, side of my foot, is turned to face the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So that tells me, see, I'm not standing like this. Now, is the arch facing the bottom? No. So when I turn like this, the round arch is facing the bottom. Now, lightly, I want to place my foot across the crest of the hips, the back of the pelvis. So the arch is what's over the sacrum. That's why I do that, because it's a little bit of an opening. I don't want to put hard pressure on the sacrum itself, okay? Now, starting up here, not down there, I stand up straight. Now that means this is a little flex. Notice this is turned out, for you non-dancers, this is called first, this is called first position. In ballet,
Yes.
of course you don't know that because you're not a dancer, but this is called first position before we do a plie, right?
Yes.
Don't ask me how I know that, I'm not going to tell you. All right? So we're here, first position, turn out. The reason I turn out is so I can flex this leg. See, that helps my balance. Now, the way I give her energy starts up here and up here, not down there. It's not, doesn't start with the foot. That's just where I place the foot. I start moving my hips back and forth, and you'll notice that she's starting to move a little bit. And then once she starts to move a little bit, I add a little heel-toe motion to my foot until I give her all the rocking. See, it started up here. All right, one more time. Starts up here. As soon as I feel her start to move, I start to flex my foot a little bit, heel to toe, until she's got a nice rocking motion going. And now I give it all to her. All right, you see, now there's hardly anything going here. It's all down there. But I didn't, it's not like trying to kickstart a motorcycle. It's very gentle. And my foot is not sliding. If your foot slides on the back, you'll get a rope burn. You'll abrade the skin. So my foot is not sliding. There's no slide, okay? That's why I have to start with the rocking, so that I give her the motion. And now look, this is called a full body rock. All right, tell her to drop her arms down. Okay, head to the side. Doesn't matter which side. If she needs to change which side she's facing, she can do that at any time. And now I just do this for 5 minutes. That's it. That's it. When I first start moving her, she's a little bit like a 2x4. It's kind of stiff. The legs are one piece, and the back is one piece, and the neck is one piece, and it's kind of But after a minute or so, we start to see a sine wave, an S wave in the spine. The vertebrae, the low back starts to move independent of the middle back. The middle back starts to move independent of the upper back. We start to see some movement at the base of the neck. You see? We start to get this intervertebral sine wave, this intervertebral S wave, like a snake. And I start to feel the hips loosen up, that one is tighter than the other. How do I know that? First I can feel it under my foot, but if you look at her feet,
Yes.
you notice one foot is rocking way more than the other foot. That tells me that her right hip is tighter and more restrictive than the left, and that's in the pelvis and the hip. If I was her yoga teacher, okay, I would have her do more postures emphasizing the right hip, because it is tighter than the left hip. There's an inhibition there in the pelvis, okay? And this is also a release for the low back. It's amazing. Rocking for low back pain, that alone, you have someone who has strain in the low back. Do either of you, who has low back pain? All right, she does. All right, but now push up into child pose. How do we come out of this? Child pose. Yes. So, when you do the rocking, you always release it to child pose. Okay? And now sit up. And then come up. Okay? All right, who else has... Whoa, yes. Who's it like crazy? All right, who else? Yes? Yeah. So she can see. First, pause. The reason I wait for a second before I put my foot, okay, is because I don't want to lose my balance. I'm not going to fall on the client. I want to thoughtfully place my foot, not fall, okay? So I just pause, make sure I have my balance right, and then very gently place the foot across the back of the hip. Starts here. When I feel a little motion, I grow the motion, and now I give her the motion. This is it. All she has to do is breathe. That's it. So we can make it a little bigger, and we call this a full body rock. There is, I want you to say this. Make sure everyone's clear on this. Rocking is the best way to move fluid in the body. Number one, rocking. So on the front side of the body, we are pressing alternate sides, abdomen, chest, front of the thigh, and it's a pump, moving fluid. Okay? And as you relax into the rocking, we get more circulation everywhere in the body. But we also get movement in the low back, and it moves up the spine. See that? Very good. Notice one foot moves more than the other.
It could be as long as 5 minutes.
It could be 20 minutes.
Wow.
But if I was going to do this 20 minutes because you're really congested or you have a lot of back pain, a lot of spasm, okay, I would do this for 5 minutes from this side, and then I would walk over here and then I would do it for 5 minutes over here. So in other words, not just from one side. I would go every once in a while. I would change sides. See how that works? All right. So I give her a really good big rock. Okay. So far, so good. Stay. Because I'm going to do something else. Move the arms out just enough so that I can step across into a lunge. Starting here, nice and easy, butterfly up the back.
Ahí estrella la
Putting
espalda.
his hips on.
Up and down, right? Between the legs, so the knees are on the sit bone. Hold my arms, grab my arms. Take a nice big breath. Exhale.
Yeah,
And then just lean back into Cobra. Only go as far as you can go with complete control. See how I keep my bottom low? I'm using counterbalance technique. And big breath. At the top, if she was very flexible, I could give a little pull and go a little more. But mostly, it's this. Using my body weight as a counterweight, and then maybe at the top a little pull. Gentle down, book. Set them down. Nice and easy, okay? And then move out and release into Chow pose. Okay, and just relax and breathe. What I like in Chow pose is however long I was in Cobra, that's how long I want to be in Chow pose.
Good. Counter pose.
They are counter pose. That's correct. So especially in practice, because we might do this more than once, we always do the counter pose. Okay? All right, good? Now, do me a favor real quick. Lay down before you move around. Face up. Take a breath. Stretch out. And just for 1 minute, I want you to just take a note of how you feel. Oftentimes like this, so you get up, we move around, you kind of miss something. In the treatment, I wouldn't have you run around after that, I'd just have you turn over, right? Why? I want you to have a minute to feel the energy move that we just did. I want you to feel it, okay? How do you feel? What do you feel?
Like there's a space flowing all over that wasn't there before.
Say it in Spanish.
Como si hubiese un espacio en todas partes que no estaba antes, como si estuviera como abierto.
Okay? So simple. Rock, palm press, cobra, release, child pose, turn over, rest. Right? You want to try it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go try it.